It's complicated, right? You hear that all the time about the real estate investing business. So many things to be done to be able to make money on an average flip. Well, there's actually three main stages when it comes to real estate investing and being profitable. And so what I have boiled down is the three main stages that are absolutely critical for you to be successful. And now I'm going to show you what the stages are and how you can be a successful flipper utilizing these stages. So yes, there are a lot of moving parts when it comes to doing a successful real estate deal. But in the end, there are really just three main stages that are important in order for you to be a successful investor. So let's analyze what these stages are and how you can correctly implement them and make money as a flipper. So what exactly is real estate flipping? Well, it's simple. It is the act of purchasing a house at a certain price, doing something with it, realizing its upside, and selling it at a higher price. Now, having said that, there are a number of different ways to execute what I just said. For instance, that is what is known as a wholesale flip. A wholesale flip is when you're fortunate enough to identify a good enough deal that it speaks for itself, meaning nothing needs to be done to it. The day you put it under contract for X amount, you could sell it for a higher amount. That's an as-is sale. It's known as wholesaling. The next kind of flip is what we call a buy, fix, and sell. And that is when you identify a good deal, put something into it, usually some kind of a renovation, thus increasing the value and selling it at a higher price. And there's a third type of flip known as wholetailing. Wholetaling's right in the middle there. You're buying that same property, you're doing a renovation to a certain degree, and then you're leaving money on the table for the next person to go in, buy it, where you still make money. They finish their renovation, and they have enough money to make when they sell it off. Flipping, it's an incredibly profitable strategy. Stage number one, you got to find the deal, right? And when it comes to finding the deal, what's that all about? It's all about marketing. Now, the good thing is when it comes to real estate, there are many, many different ways of marketing and identifying deals. For instance, you could work with your local real estate agent, right? That's what they do. They have access to huge databases. They have access to sellers. So realtors is a good source. Number two, there's actually a professional set of people in every market out there known as property locators, sometimes referred to bird dogs. They literally go out there, find deals for investors like yourself and myself. But I'll be honest with you, the ultimate way to find a deal is you have to know how to go to owners directly. See, anytime you have any intermediaries, the price tends to go up, right? The realtor's got to make his commission. The locator's got to make his cut. So you have to know how to go directly to owners. But even when you're going to owners, there's different strategies. You could send postcards. You could knock on doors. You could advertise through things like television or billboards. But I'll tell you what, the ultimate way to do this is to find some kind of automated marketing software like a CRM system that has the ability to contact owners in your own marketplace consistently and persistently. Like for instance, through text messaging. We found that by contacting owners through text messaging on a daily basis is our number one source of finding deals. Marketing is the key to finding good deals. All right, now once the marketing has done its job and identified a potential seller, the next step is you've got to acquire that deal. Step number one, you got to connect with the owner. That's a big one. And I will tell you, when it comes to connecting with owners, it's all about face-to-face. Do everything you can to physically get in front of that person. You're going to be a lot more effective. If you can't, you could use technology, right? You can use like FaceTime, Skype. Try to be able to position yourself so you could see the owner's emotion when you do the next step, which is negotiations. Negotiations is a critical aspect. As a matter of fact, nothing will make you more money in real estate than the ability to negotiate a better deal. There are some key factors when it comes to that. Get the owner to say the price first, be willing to give some lowball offers, be willing to go back and forth, and remember, negotiations is a process. A lot of investors think, well, I talked to the owner, this is the best he could do, so it's no deal. No. When it comes to negotiations, It only begins at that point. And then you go into follow-up mode and make sure that you never ever let go of that owner until he says, stop, don't ever call me again, or the property's sold. Now, once you get it tied up through a contract, you got to go through due diligence, right? Because when you've negotiated it, you didn't have all the facts. You didn't have the exact rehab number. You had an approximate rehab number. You didn't have the exact value. You had an approximate value. So due diligence is exactly that. It's the inspection of the property from a renovation perspective, from a feasibility perspective, from what can it actually be sold for from another perspective. And many times during due diligence, you also realize you have to renegotiate the price. Interesting statistic. Over 50% of all the deals that we're currently doing across the country, we actually have to renegotiate based upon the due diligence. Very important process. Once it passes due diligence, it's off we go. It's time to close the deal. Get the contract over to a closing agent, a local closing agent. Make sure the title's correct. Make sure your money's in place. And then it's time to close. All right, now that you've acquired a property, it's time to get paid on the property. This is what we call exit strategies. This is where you got to be thinking, why did you get this property? Are you a short-term player? Are you a long-term player? Are you going to keep the property? Are you going to wholesale the property? Are you going to do you want a tenant in the property, or do you want to get a contractor to fix the property and get rid of the property? See, for me personally, flipping is the ultimate way to go. It's the quickest way to get in and out of a deal. It's got the biggest bang for your buck, and it's got the biggest impact on my wallet. Having said that, there's always multiple exit strategies. The key is to identify the right exit strategy that correctly meets your needs and goals. So why do I'm coming back to flipping? Well, flipping does a lot of things that other strategies do not allow you to do. For instance, one thing we know about real estate, right? It appreciates, it depreciates, it's easy to get money, it's hard to get money. Flipping is a short-term play. It hedges against all of those long-term fluctuations in the market, which ultimately take many real estate investors out. Number two, I love flipping because it's the biggest bang for your buck. There's no other strategy that allows you to make so much money on such a short period of time as flipping. Flipping, it's also a very consistent strategy, meaning it's a cookie cutter deal. Just exactly what you did on one flip, almost all the time you're going to do on the next flip. And the best one of all, flipping, which means the acquisition of under market value deals, will always be in play because there's always going to be motivated sellers in play. So you never ever have to worry about this strategy no longer working. That's why I love flipping. So if, like me, you're sold on the concept of flipping, you got to make a decision. Do you want to do all of these stages yourself? Do you want to take all the risk yourself? Do you want to take all the marketing on yourself, all the funding on yourself, all the back office yourself? Well, let me give you another viable option. As an investor, I've been at this thing for over 2 decades. I've completed over 3,400 deals, and 100% of my deals currently now are with individuals just like you across the United States. We partner. We literally partner on all of our deals. And when I'm your partner, I'm coaching you, I'm generating leads for you, I'm providing technology for you. My back office becomes your back office. I'm providing all the capital needed to do the deals. We put them in the market and sell them and split the profits down the middle. If this sounds like the viable strategy you want to follow the link below, get more information, let's connect, let's go flip some deals together. So you hear me talk about partnering all the time. If that sounds like something you want to be a part of, click the link below and find out exactly all the benefits of being my partner. And remember, if you're enjoying this content, subscribe, ring the bell, and most importantly, stay tuned for the next video with some incredible information.